Hello and welcome to the channel Lifestyle and Fashion Tea. I wanted to give you an update on the 10 escapees of Orleans Parish Jail. I did tell you earlier that 3 have been found. 10 inmates escaped from the Orleans Parish Jail in New Orleans on Friday morning, while 3 of them have been recaptured. 7 remain at large, according to USA Today. The inmates who escaped are Anton Massey, Lenton Van Buren, Leo Tate, Kendall Miles, Derek Groves, Jermaine Donnell, Corey Boyd, Gary Price, Robert Moody, and D. Cannon Dennis, according to WDSU. The escape involved breaching a wall, scaling a fence, and leaving through a loading dock door. Video footage shows the inmates opening a cell door and then leaving the facility, according to NBC News. A massive manhunt is underway, with officials offering a reward for information leading to the arrest of the remaining escapees. Also, if you watched my last video, the reward has been upgraded. It is now $10,000 per inmate. Let's take a listen to a brief update on what's going on.
Of corrections, probation and parole, as well as all of our federal partners, FBI Special Agent in Charge, Jonathan Tapp, ATF Special Agent in Charge, Joshua Jackson, Homeland Security Investigations, Deputy SAC Matthew Wright, also Secret Service Special Agent in Charge, Andy Kearns. Those partners are incredibly important to our success. They're a force multiplier. Y'all are aware when we spoke about 2 days ago, these fugitives may not just be in New Orleans, they've possibly moved out to other parishes in other states. And the combination of local, state, and federal law enforcement working collectively to ensure the capture and safety of everyone is our top priority. We also have with us from the Department of Justice, the Attorney General's Office, Director of Investigations, Leon Canizero, as well as you can see behind me, Mayor LaToya Cantrell from the City of New Orleans, our Senate President, Cameron Henry, Governor Jeff Landry, and his wife Sharon, and Crime Stoppers have brought in numerous tips which have led to strong investigative leads. We're confident this time that we have actionable intelligence on all 7 of those fugitives, and we hope in the coming days, if not the coming hours, that we have them all apprehended. But we need the public's help, and we cannot do it alone. More importantly, if you are helping and assisting these fugitives, allowing them to remain uncaptured and not brought to justice, there will be consequences, and there may be charges for you. So please, we ask you to do the right thing and contact law enforcement. There are several ways you can contact us. They've been on all of our social media platforms, and I would just like to specifically remind everyone of where they are: lsp.org for any suspicious activity. You can also call the State Police Fusion Center, Crime Stoppers of Greater New Orleans, the FBI hotline. All of this information is on all the platforms: Facebook, Meta, Instagram, Twitter, X, as well as our partner agencies. If you feel when you see law enforcement in your area and someone's concerned, don't be alarmed. Obviously, we're trying to bring these fugitives to justice, and it's going to require a law enforcement presence. These are violent criminals, and they escaped, and they have consequences for their actions, and that requires a law enforcement presence, sometimes tactical equipment. State police, along with our partners, has air assets in the air, drone, criminal intelligence, detectives, patrol troopers, as well as uniformed officers from other local agencies. So if you happen to see them in your neighborhood, you should feel confident that that law enforcement presence is trying to bring those escapees to justice. And if you see something, you can always call 911 if you feel unsafe. We understand that it may cause you a little bit of alarm, but know that we are here to protect everyone in the City of New Orleans and everyone in the state. and of course our federal partners will ensure that everyone is taken care of outside of Louisiana. 3 of the escapees were captured within the first 24 hours with the help of the public. I'm going to say it again, with the help of the public and Crime Stoppers. They were relocated to another state facility in Louisiana to ensure their security and safety, as well as everyone else who resides in the state.
I did not play the entire update, but you can check it out on New Orleans News. I wanted to give you more information on how this actually happened. So just after midnight Friday, a corrections monitoring technician in New Orleans stepped away for food. When he left, the Orleans Justice Center had been in lockdown since 10:30 p.m., as it usually was, with inmates expected to be in their cells for the night. But in the technician's absence, several inmates began tampering with the door of the cell Delta 1006. They tugged and pulled until it broke open and snuck into the handicap cell. Then a man squeezed through a small hole in the wall behind a metal toilet. Now, this is a pic of how the toilet was removed. This is the exact cell that they all left from. Another followed, and another. 7 more would make their way through the tiny opening as 10 inmates fled from the New Orleans jail and into the warm, muggy night. They left a message on the wall on their way out. The message read, "Too easy, laugh out loud." The men, the youngest 19 years old and the oldest 42, face a wide array of charges, including murder, aggravated assault with a firearm, and domestic abuse battery. They had prepared for their escape and possibly had help, officials said. Toiletries left behind had been used to remove the toilet and sink as well as bolts in the cell. At least one steel bar protecting plumbing fixtures appeared to have been intentionally cut using a tool. This is according to law enforcement. Around 1 a.m., nearly 40 minutes after their escape began, they left the jail through a loading door where supplies were brought in, sprinting and leaping off the dock to freedom in a blur of gray, beige, and orange. One wore a blue hat, 2 others had orange shoes. One man tripped over a bundle of fabric he was carrying before getting up and running out of the camera's range. The group scaled the fence along Interstate 10 using blankets they brought to shield themselves from the barbed wire. Law enforcement later said the inmates dashed across train tracks and multiple lanes of traffic on their way to a nearby neighborhood where they shed their jail jumpsuits. During a routine head count at 8:30 a.m., officials finally discovered that multiple inmates had escaped. The missing inmates, at first reported to be 11 men before it was later corrected to 10, triggered a widespread manhunt across Louisiana and 7 nearby states: Texas, Mississippi, Arkansas, Georgia, Oklahoma, and Tennessee. Their escape also unleashed several suspensions, questions about lack of transparency, and a flurry of accusations about who's to blame. If you should see any of these men, there is the number on the screen. See something, say something. And again, I do see $5,000, but I believe the awards for information have went up to $10,000. I will be on this case until they are all caught. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, comment, and don't forget, see something, say something. Thank you for watching and listening. Stay tuned for updates. And again, the number is on the screen should you see any of the men.